Watch this grandmother teach her grandchild the word for money. Same syllables, different tones. Get it wrong, you are asking for a broom instead. Get the melody wrong, get the meaning wrong. This is just one language in Africa, where almost half the world's 6,000 languages hide in plain sight. Yes, Africa speaks 2,582 languages and 1,382 dialects out of 6,200 worldwide. For decades, African languages have been dismissed as primitive noise, with children banned from speaking their mother tongues in schools. What they actually silenced was the most sophisticated linguistic laboratory on earth. Here's what they missed. For instance, Yoruba uses 5 tones to create 5 different words from identical sounds. For example, ba can mean meet, father, climb, hide, fall, depending on their pitch. Children spend years mastering this musical communication because getting tone wrong could mean asking your father to climb the rice instead of pass the rice. Some African languages took this musical relationship so seriously they created instruments that literally speak words through rhythm. Marriage announcements, death notices, war warnings, all transmitted across miles because these languages were already music waiting for instruments. While other cultures used tongue clicks as expressions, Southern Africa turned them into actual letters of the alphabet. 5 distinct clicks function like vowels in English. Change the click, change the word entirely. Consonants made from pure percussion. When Bantu speakers encountered Sanklick masters, they absorbed this system, creating linguistic fusion that exists nowhere else on earth. This precision wasn't accidental. San languages developed over 100 terms for plant types, animal tracks, because survival demanded exact communication. Western scientists later discovered that San botanical knowledge surpassed university textbooks. Generations of observation crystallized into vocabulary precision. This pattern repeats across Africa. Fulani Adas compress weather forecasts, migration schedules, and social coordination into individual expressions of staggering efficiency. But these languages do more than communicate information. They program behavior, shape identity, and bridge spiritual realms. African naming systems function like software installation. When Yoruba parents choose Aduni, they are programming personality expectations into their child's destiny. She lives that programming daily. Every introduction reinforces behavioral expectations and name created, turning language into destiny-shaping technology. Somali families follow similar patterns, downloading family history, seasonal significance, and future aspirations into names that guide lifelong development. These languages transcend psychological programming to access spiritual dimensions. Ifa priests use precise word combinations like access codes for otherworldly communication. Exact pronunciation activities altered consciousness states. The language functions as technology for spiritual realm access, not mere conversation. Historical preservation follows identical principles. Griots encode centuries of information using linguistic algorithms that transform memory into performance acts. They don't recite history, they download it through verbal techniques that ensure accurate transmission across generations without writing systems. Colonial authorities faced a problem. Africans mastered multiple European languages better than native speakers while maintaining sophisticated indigenous systems. Solution: rebrand African linguistic genius as primitive ignorance. Schools became reprogramming centers where children faced punishment for using natural multilingual mastery. The strategy worked. Generations grew up believing their mother tongues were obstacles to intelligence rather than expressions of it. Today's evidence exposes colonial deception. Tanzanian students master quantum physics in Swahili as effectively as English speakers do in English. South Africa constitutionally protects 11 languages, proving that African languages handle modern governance as competently as any European system. Nigeria's educational revolution confirms research. Children think faster in mother tongues before translating into colonial languages imposed later. Digital technology resurrects suppressed languages. Young creators make African languages viral, attracting curious global audiences and reconnecting proud diasporal communities. Universities worldwide now teach African languages, while international businesses hire speakers for expanding continental trade opportunities and cultural competency. Cutting-edge neuroscience studies African languages to decode how human brains process complex sound-meaning relationships and consciousness alteration techniques. Spiritual movements spread African languages globally, proving their power transcends geography and connects consciousness across continents. From ancestral fires to digital screens, these languages evolve without losing core sophistication, adapting to technology while maintaining cultural DNA. The grandmother who taught stone to her grandchild represents something profound. The continent that created human language continues innovating. What colonizers called primitive noise was actually humanity's most advanced linguistic laboratory. The world is finally catching up to what Africans always knew.